had surgery go a little sideways, and now I see dead people.
Ooh.
Have to tell somebody because I am shook. I had surgery a month ago, and ever since I woke up from surgery, I can see dead people as shadows. They're just around. It's so far only my family, but it's them. I've been battling an infection, so I keep thinking, okay, I'm just going to pass it off as me being sick. But I called my mom to let her know my aunt, who passed a few weeks ago, came to me last night, and I heard her whisper,
Wake up.
It's this giggle in the start.
Yeah, no, it's just the...
Wake up. It was bizarre. She was just as happy as can be and wanted to share and play with me. She showed me that she could hug her parents again. They were all happy. She showed me herself standing in the kitchen, behind my parents, smiling and putting her hand on them. She wanted me to see she was at peace, and she seemed really, really entertained, which was unexpected. My mom gasped. Apparently, before my aunt fell ill, she told her mom that sometimes she would get visits in dreams from family members that would warn them of danger. I was telling my mom how serious and real it was, that of course here and there bad stuff happened, but I've never been more sure that it was real in my life. I can really see people that have passed. I went from being freaked and to making peace with it. But one thing I can't figure out is there's a 5-year-old girl that stands beside me bed. There's a 5-year-old girl that stands beside my bed most days. I wake up constantly in the middle of the night thinking it's one of my kids asking to get into my bed, but it's not. And I don't have a 5-year-old girl. She loves to play her music box for me. I told her the only little girl I know passed was my dad's sister, but she was like 2 or 3. She said, I think she was 5. I said no, she was 2 or 3. Go ask Dad. I'm 90% sure she was 2 or 3. She goes and asks my dad how old his sister was when she died, and he says she was 5. I was in absolute shock. I asked him if she had a music box, and he said, I don't know, I'll have to ask my brother, but she loved music and to sing. Why? I spent a month telling my husband I don't know a 5-year-old girl, so I don't know who she could be, but apparently I was wrong. She had been my Aunt Sophie all along, which makes sense because I've always felt my granddad nearby, and she was his baby girl. I'm floored.
Okay, how did the little girl ask the dad how old she was?
That's why I'm so confused. I'm like,
yeah, who's talking?
How is she asking? Who are we talking to? Who are we talking about?
Yeah, no, that's very interesting. I think it's so interesting how anesthesia can mess you up so much. Mm-hmm. Maybe you get so close to the brink of death that you can have near-death experiences.
Yeah. Maybe, because I've heard, even the people who administer anesthesia don't fully understand it.
Yeah. No, I've been put under 3 times. Mm-hmm. And all 3 times, it was I tried to fight it off. And I thought they were countdown from 10. 7, gone.
Yeah.
I wake up, I'm in the recovery room. Where am I?
Yeah. I don't even make it out of the room, honestly.
Yeah.
The last time I had it when I got my sinuses fixed, she's like, oh yeah, we're probably going to give you another dose in the back room. They started wheeling me away and I'm like, sick, out.
Yeah.
So I don't make it very far.
Yeah. Yeah. For my surgery in October, the guy was like, this is my first time doing this. Be patient with me. And then put the mask on my face. And then the second time, whenever I had my surgery in January, they didn't even talk to me. Mm-hmm. They literally just the guy turned around and put the mask on my face and then turns back around and keeps talking. And I was like, okay. And then so I just sit there and breathe. And it was 1-2 seconds and I was gone. Yeah. Gone.
That's wild bedside manner.
Yeah. The fact, said nothing.
That looks good.
Yep. Cool.
She out? Think so.
Yeah. Really poke my foot. Something. Yeah, she's good. Go ahead, operate. Slice her open, doc.
I could never be a surgeon.
No, looking at insides of bodies all day. No.
So yeah, anyway, this is wild.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Damn, that'd be crazy. My mom told me, I already told you about this, but we'll relay it back for the listeners. Hey, Mom.
Hi.
My mom told me that one time she was a paramedic for 20 something years, a crazy long time. But she said one time she was treating a patient in the back of the ambulance and he was about to die. And he looked over and said that she had a dark figure next to her. Huh? And then he died.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. I wonder if it was actually him seeing something or if maybe his vision was like blurring out. You know, when you kind of cross your eyes, you like see like shadows. Yeah. So what if it was like that? Or he actually did see something dark.
Yeah. I wonder if like near death is kind of like hypnagogia.
Yeah. Well, when you die, your brain releases DMT. Mm-hmm. So, and DMT is like the most potent psychedelic that there is.
Yeah.
When people take DMT, most of the time they have like ego deaths. Like it's that big of a trip. It usually only lasts like 5 to 10 minutes, if that. And people go into a completely different world. It's not they're not even based in reality anymore. And then they come out, and a lot of people do DMT because it changes their psyche, they say, because they experience a whole different life. There have been stories. DMT is a huge rabbit hole we could jump into. Yeah. But there's a story about a guy who took DMT and had a whole life.
Wild.
Like he tripped and experienced an entire life from being a child to dying. And he had a family and a wife and kid, like whole life. And then he woke up and it was all a DMT trip.
Yeah.
And there's tons of stories, like people talk to God, people see actual angels, people go to hell. Like there's a plethora of stories surrounding DMT. Yeah. And I would never try it. I'm way too, maybe when I'm like 70 and kind of bored with life.
When I'm kind of at the end already.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah. But yeah, no, like right now, I couldn't imagine like taking that, imagining a whole life, family, all that, like all of it. And then like you wake, it's like, did you watch WandaVision?
No.
Basically what happens, spoiler, I guess if you haven't seen it, there's a lot of stuff that happens that like make Wanda, who's this like witch, like very powerful, a lot of stuff that leads up to her kind of having a moment of just like snapping, including the death of her lover. So she like goes off into, I'm imagining like the desert of Utah, and like in her head makes this world where everything's perfect and her lover's there and they have children and they go through life, and it's like filmed like different eras of sitcoms. But then eventually she has to snap out and realize the whole vision of what she thought she had, she doesn't have. So I'm like, I couldn't imagine taking that drug and having a whole WandaVision in my head and then having to continue to live out the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I've got at least another 30 years, if not 40.
Yeah. And you just... No, you have like 50 or 60 years.
We'll see how this goes.
But anyway, waking up, I don't even know what you would do with your life at that point, because you have all of those memories of growing old with somebody else, and then you have to look your partner in the face every single day. You know what would be trippy is if you ended up with the same person.
That'd be so romantic.
That would be so romantic.
I would love that.
I would think that I saw my future. Yeah. I'd be like, Raven.
Yeah, no. No, see, parts of me, especially when I was younger, would not need that amount of delusion about a man.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, we're going to end up together. And then like,
you like meet them at some point in your life and then they end up being the worst person ever.
Yeah. You're like, are we sure about that?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
I do wonder, I've never had it, that was me knocking on wood, had a near-death experience, unless you count anesthesia, which I don't because I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah.
But I wonder what that would be like.
I've never had like enough of a near-death experience that I was like that close to death,
and you like tiptoed on the line.
Yeah. I get to the like right before it would turn into 1,000 Ways to Die.
Yeah.
Right before.
Yeah.
It's like woman hiking down icy mountain falls and slips.
Oh,
and is hanging on a tree branch.
Oh my God.
And can't stop laughing because she's so nervous. But also, I was thinking about those cats on the tree branches, like, hang in there.
In the motivational posters. Yeah. That's really funny that you said that because I kind of pictured that in my head, but I wasn't going to say it.
Oh, 1,000%. I picture that. I'm hanging up the side of the mountain, picturing it, being like...
And you know what? It was motivational for you. That poster saved your life because it kept you calm.
I was with this guy, John, that I worked with, and I was like hanging up the side of the mountain. I was like, John? And he like, turns around, he's like, oh my God.
Just casual. Hey, I might die.
Hey, I'm trying to hang in there.
I'm hanging in there. Might you help me back up?
Please.
No,
the rest of the hike was awesome though, because it definitely need like...
Yeah, I've gone in the bestest.
Have you gone in the winter?
No.
So in the winter, the switchbacks that you have to go up, you can sit down on your butt and slide down like a little penguin.
Oh, that's cute.
It was so fun. I did get kind of like an ice burn on my butt though, because I did it the entire time.
Well, I mean,
all the way to the car.
Yeah.
I was like, shee.
And that's why you fell off the side.
No, not at that. That's the part where I was walking.
Oh my God. I don't like hiking in the snow.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
We're getting off topic.
Anyway.
But yeah, I want to hear more life and death stories. I want to know if other people have stories where have you seen the movie The Eye?
I don't think so.
I think it has, what's her name? You know who I'm talking about? Wait, here. She has a bunch of kids. Brad Pitt.
Angelina Jolie.
Yes. Oh. Do you get it now?
Well, now that you say it, yeah, those are very fair descriptors.
Okay. She plays in The Eye, and it's she loses an eye or something, and it's been so long since I've seen this movie, so I'm probably so. Is that Angelina Jolie?
This is Jessica Alba. I have seen this movie.
Jessica Alba. But yeah, she gets the eye in it and then she sees stuff. I wonder if it's like that.
Yeah, I've seen this. Maybe.
Yeah. She's blind and she gets somebody's eyes or something like that.
Yeah, she's like blind and she gets donor eyes and then she sees what they see, but they were someone who could see the dead.
Yeah.
Or was bad. I don't know.
Whatever it was. Fuck? Yeah.
Ghosts.
Yeah. Well, at least OP, it's only good people.
Yeah, that's a big one. I know I bring it up often enough on this podcast, but it's like the show Ghosts. Because in like first episode, she almost dies.
Yeah.
And then she wakes up and she can see.
Oh my God, it's like... what's that movie with Reese Witherspoon and Mark Ruffalo?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
What is that movie? Just Like Heaven.
Yes.
Yes, it's just like that. Yeah. Oh my God, I love that movie.
I went into that movie not knowing anything about it. I was like,
yeah. Well, she's not dead. She was in a coma. Yeah. But I used to like lay on the ground when I was younger and go like this. Because of that scene where she tries to put her body back in. Yeah. And I would be like, I'm out of my body. Like on the playground playing around. I'm like, I'm a ghost. That's
funny.
Okay. Anyway.
Anyway, damn, that's crazy.
If you enjoyed that little story, be sure to watch the full episode here.
And make sure you like, subscribe, and all that jazzy.
Jazzy? I see what you did there. Wait. What was that?